So what is going on, my fellow collectors? How is everybody doing today? Daredevil19 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Megahouse Variable Action Heroes One Piece Crocodile. So let's get into it right away and start off with the box. So we do get a basic style box when it comes to Megahouse's One Piece line. So we do get the water right there on the front of the box. On the top says One Piece, and we do get a nice image of the figure on the right. Then on the bottom says Crocodile, Toei Animation, and Megahouse. And then the bottom of the box here does have the blah 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 stuff nobody cares about. And then we do get a very cool image of the crocodile figure. And then here's the top of the box. And then the one side of it with another nice image of the figure at the bottom of the box there. And then the other side of the box does have another image of crocodile. And then the back of it does show a couple poses you can get the figure into, along with some of the accessories. But anyway, that is the packaging. Let's get this figure up to take a closer look at the first main villain from One Piece. Alrighty, taking a closer detailed look, and Megahouse did an incredible job when it comes to the paint and sculpt with this crocodile, which they usually always do a great job with the detail when it comes to their One Piece figures. I do have two major issues. One of them is the right hand here. As you can see, that pops off so easily, and it just gets really annoying, and that's because the forearm is interchangeable with the sand effect, which I'll show you guys later. But it's just really annoying how easily that pops out. Every time you articulate it or interchange pieces, it just falls right out, and it just gets really frustrating. And then another major issue I have, a QC issue, and as you can see, the left ankle joint, I guess they didn't make the peg hole deep enough in the left leg, and it's not all the way up there. I tried to fix it and push it in more, but they just didn't make the peg hole deep enough, and now I have the left foot hanging much lower than the right one. So he's kind of doing the Michael Jackson smooth criminal move right there. So another QC issue by Megahouse, which is starting to get very frustrating for me. It's just really getting annoying that I keep getting these ridiculous QC issues. So that's my two major issues with this figure. But going over the detail here, I think the face sculpt turned out great. The scar is sculpted on there, nice clean paint on it as well. Same with on the eyes, the eyebrows, the inside of the mouth, on the teeth, and the scar turned out really good too. And we do get some subtle shading like in between the eyes. It looks like around the chin and the ears and everything. And I do like the way the hair looks right here hanging down in front of his face. I think that looks pretty cool. Nice clean paint where the black for the hair meets the skin tone. And one thing I love about the hair, Crocodile does have purple hair, and they did add in like a metallic-y purple color in the hair, and it just blends right into the black really well from the front and the back there. So Megahouse really did an outstanding job with the hair. The sculpt of it turned out good, and I do like how they put like an extra layer of hair on the lower neck, and it's not all just on the head. So I really dig the way that looks as well. And the neck turned out pretty good too. Nice sculpt. We do get some subtle shading also. Then we do get this green cloth piece. I forgot what it's called, but it has some nice shading on it and some nice sculpt work, so that does look awesome. And then we do get the black dress shirt here, and we do get some very nice subtle gray shading on it. It turned out really good on this figure, and I do like how the buttons are sculpted and the gold paint is nice and clean on, and we get some beautiful sculpted wrinkles, mostly like on the side and then around the abdomen area, and I think those turned out really good too. And we do get some sculpted seams as well, and the collar turned out pretty cool too. And then we do get these pieces that are kind of like hiding the shoulder joints, and they blend in pretty good too. And then the back here, we do get that nice gray shading, and then we do get some nice sculpted wrinkles as well. And then the arms turned out really good too. We do get some nice sculpted wrinkles. Once again, we do get that subtle gray shading. And then on the left arm, we do get his famous hook. Hook, hook, give us the hook. Hook, hook, we want the hook. If you know what movie that's from, feel free to comment it in the comments below. But I think the hook turned out awesome on this figure. Definitely one of my favorite parts about this crocodile. I do love the metallic gold paint that they used for the hook. I think it turned out really nice, and for some reason on this side I have some random like black shading on it, and I don't think any black shading is supposed to be on the hook, so I think that's a bit of a paint mess up right there. But other than that, I think the hook turned out very cool. Now for the lower half of Crocodile here, we do get a nice belt that has some nice sculpt and paint work all throughout it, as you can see there. And then for the pants here, we do get some very nice shading all throughout the pants, and then we do get some nice sculpted wrinkles, mostly around the upper thighs and around the crotch area on the inside of the leg as well. And then another thing I really like about the pants here is the seams that they sculpted on the outside and the inside of the legs, and it's actually on the knee joints as well on the inside and out, and you can see where the pockets are sculpted and everything. So I think that looks really cool on this figure. The knee joints look really good. And then we do get these pieces around the ankles. They are like separate floating pieces. If you collect this line, then you know we usually get these with characters who have like a little bit of bagginess around the ankles on their pants. And they just do that, I guess, to hide like the ankle joint there. And it does look pretty good. It doesn't look bad or anything like that. And then we do get his classy, fancy dress shoes here, and I think they turned out really good. I do like the way the gold piece looks on the top there. We get a couple sculpted wrinkles on the top of the foot, but that's really it on the feet there, and then the bottom of them, not much going on. So overall, I think Megahouse really did, once again, an awesome job when it comes to the detail with another one-piece figure, which they usually always do, and I don't think I could be any more happy with how the paint and sculpt turned out. But anyway, let's continue on. Moving on to the accessories, we really don't get a whole bunch with this crocodile, but we do get a few cool things. So we do get his coat, of course, and they did a very nice job with it. I do like the inside of it, the color that they chose. It looks like there is some shading on the inside as well, which turned out pretty good, and the sculpt of it just really looks fantastic. And I do like the fur looking piece. The sculpt of it looks sick, so they really did an awesome job with that. And it looks like there's two different colors of beige in there, like a lighter and a darker one, and it just turned out really nice. And then the back of it here, very nice sculpt all throughout it. I don't know if there's any shading on the black. I might just be blind, but I can't tell. The sleeves look pretty good, nice sculpt all throughout it. It does look like there's a very subtle gray shading on it, but like I said, I can't really tell. Then on this side, we do get some sculpted and painted buttons, which turned out pretty good. And it is articulated in 3 spots. The middle piece can hinge up and down, and the 2 side pieces with the sleeves can pivot slightly, move up and down a tiny bit, and they just swivel a little bit. But my main issue with this, I feel like the side pieces with the sleeves just should have been glued to the fur part, because I mean, where are you gonna articulate it, you know what I mean? And it'll look better like sitting over his shoulders like that too, you know? So I don't know why they made that articulated. I feel like it was kind of pointless. And the way you get it on Crocodile, you just fit it over his shoulders and it sits on the figure perfectly fine. So we do get that. And then we also get 3 interchangeable faces. So we do get this one on the left. It does come on the figure out of the packaging, and I can't really tell if this is the basic looking face or maybe like a smirking, smiling face. It's kind of hard to tell his facial expression with the cigar in his mouth, but like I said before, they did an excellent job with the paint and sculpt on this face here. And the way you interchange his faces is fairly simple. We do have a wide peg right there, so all you do is just slide the face right on and make sure you push it all the way on so you don't see a gap where the hair splits right there. And when you want to take it off, just pull it to take it off. And one thing you do have to know though, when you pull the face off, do not pull where the cigar is, because it can fly out of his mouth and you might have to super glue it back on, which is what I had to do with one of my faces. And another thing, sometimes the faces slide off when you're messing around with the figure, and it does get a bit frustrating, but it's not as bad as the hand constantly sliding off. So we do get that face, and then we do get this face here. I guess a more like serious type looking face when he's looking off to the right and his mouth is opened a little bit more compared to this one, as you can see. But once again, they did an excellent job with the detail on this face here. Nice work on the paint and the sculpt. So we do get that one, and then finally we get the angry teeth gritted face. And once again, great job with the detail. They just missed a little bit of black paint in the hair, which does kind of suck. So we do get those 3 interchangeable faces, and then we also get 3 alternate hands. And Crocodile only has his right hand, so we're not going to be seeing any left hands. So we do get a fist, of course, which comes on the figure out of the packaging, and very nice sculpt and paint all throughout this. We do get some subtle shading on the skin tone, and the rings turned out really good. Nice clean paint on them, and a very nice sculpt on the rings as well. And his hands are fairly simple to interchange. So we do get the right fist, and then we do get a right like clenching type hand. And they did a great job with the paint and sculpt. Once again, we do get the subtle shading. The rings turned out really good, but you can't see the fingernails sculpted on there for some odd reason. So we do get that one, and then finally we get this right open hand. And once again, great job with the paint and sculpt. We do get the subtle shading. The rings turned out really good, and you can kind of see the fingernails a little bit better on this hand compared to the other ones. So we do get those 3 right hands, and then we finally get the sand effect. And I forgot to mention, we get this tiny little stand that you could peg into the bottom of his foot, but I mean, you could stand the figure on its own, so I don't really know why they even gave us this. So we get that, and then we do get the sand effect, and they did a nice job with it. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I mean, it looks a lot better than I thought it would actually look. And it is a translucent plastic. We do get some nice beige paint all throughout it. I feel like they could have added like a darker brown to make it look more sandy, but I do like the sculpt of it, like the texture, because it does, like, it feels like sandpaper, you know what I mean? So they did do a good job with the sand part. Then over here we do have his forearm, and then the black does blend in very well to the sandy type color, and we do get some sculpted wrinkles on the forearm, and they put like some specks of beige on there to make it look like there's some sand on there as well. And the way you get this on, you're gonna have to take the wrist joint off, which is very, very simple to do, a little too simple, and then you have to pull off his forearm, which is pegged in. Be careful when you do this, because their joints aren't the most durable plastic, and the way you get this on, you do just pop it on the joint, but I feel like it doesn't fully pop in because of the way it's sculpted around this part where you peg it in, and whenever you swivel it, it's going to end up unpegging, you know what I mean? So it really doesn't securely peg in. I mean, you can get it, but it doesn't fully peg in, you know what I mean? And then when you get that on, you do pop the wrist joint on there, and it does stay in there much better than its regular forearm. As you see, it doesn't fall out or anything like that, but it is a cool little sand effect that they did include with Crocodile. So those are all the accessories included with Crocodile. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review, shall we? We shall. Now for the height of Sir Crocodile, and he is a really tall figure, so to the top of his head it looks like he stands around 8.5 inches tall. And then here he is compared to the Variable Action Heroes Time Skip Luffy, the Past Blue Marine 4 Arc Luffy, the Past Blue Roanoa Zoro, and Portgas D. Ace. And then here he is compared to the Variable Action Heroes Time Skip Sanji, Time Skip Usopp, Time Skip Chopper, and the Time Skip Nico Robin. And then here he is compared to the SH Figure Arts Awakened Warrior Super Saiyan Goku and the Mezco 112 Deadpool. Anyway, there's some quick comparisons. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review. So now for the articulation, we do have two joints at the neck. So the upper neck joint, you really can't get Crocodile to look up that much because it does get hindered by the hair, but he does look down much better compared to looking up. So better forward movement compared to going back. Then we do get a tiny bit of pivot there, and then it does swivel. The lower neck joint does not go back at all, but it does go forward a tiny bit, so you can get Crocodile to look down a little bit more using both joints. Then we do get a little bit of pivot at that lower neck as well, and I don't think it can swivel because of the way it's sculpted. So okay movement at both the neck joints. Then we do get a point of articulation at the torso, right around the abdomen, and this joint is pretty much useless. I don't know why they gave us this joint when we get such minimal articulation with it. It doesn't really go forward and back at all, doesn't really pivot at all, but it does swivel just the slightest. So it's just a useless torso joint that I don't know why it has such minimal articulation. I don't know why they bothered even putting it on there. I don't know if my joint's just super tight, which I doubt it is, but it's just some useless articulation right there. Now for the waist here, Crocodile does go forward a decent amount with that joint and goes back a tiny bit with it. Then we do get some very nice pivot at the waist there, and then of course it does swivel. Now for the shoulder joints here at the arm, they do go forward and back a tiny bit with a butterfly type joint there, and then same moving up and down. You get much better movement there, so you do get a bit of a circular motion out of the shoulder, well, out of the arm right there, which is a point of articulation I do like. And then the arms do go out to the sides a lot more than 90 degrees, so that's definitely good. They do go up and down up by some swivels, so you will either have to use it at the shoulder joint, or you could use it at the double jointed elbows that bend in all the way, and it does swivel where it connects into the bicep, and then it does swivel just a tiny bit where it connects into the forearm. And then the hook is on a swivel, but if you swivel it too much, it'll slowly like come out, so just be careful of that. And then for the wrist joint here for the right hand that keeps popping out, it is on a ball hinge, so it does swivel and then hinges back and forth. I'm just going to take that out because it's going to fall out anyway. Now for the legs here, they do shift down a tiny bit, so good movement with that. And then Crocodile does kick forward about 90 degrees. The crotch piece is a softer rubbery type plastic, so it won't hinder that much articulation. Then going to the back, they go back about 45 degrees. Then let's see if he can Jean-Claude Van Damme it. And Crocodile can actually Jean-Claude Van Damme it. They go out to the sides about 90 degrees, maybe a little bit more actually. So nice leg movement with this Crocodile. Then we do get a little bit of an upper thigh swivel there. Then for the knee joints, we do have double jointed knees that bend back pretty much all the way, and then the joint does swivel where it connects into the thigh, and does swivel just a tiny bit where it connects into the lower leg there. Now for the ankles here, the ankle joints on mine got a bit loose, so it's kind of annoying sometimes to have them stand up, but they do swivel and they do hinge up just a tiny bit, same with hinging down, and then we do get just a little bit of ankle pivot, really not the best ankle pivot there, and then we do have a tiny little toe hinge there. So overall, I think we do actually get some pretty good articulation with this Crocodile. Some points aren't as good as others, the torso, while other points you do get some really great movement with this figure, and you're going to be able to get him in pretty much any Crocodile pose you'd like, and I'm about to show you some of them right about now. But anyway, that is my review of the Megahouse Variable Action Heroes Crocodile. Hope you enjoyed it. If I had to rate this figure between a 1 through 10, I'd have to give it a 7.5. If you would like to know the price and where to buy this figure, I did have mine imported from Japan from Ami, and I know my buddy from Agelessgeeks does not sell this line on his website, but when he does get them in stock, he will only have them at his booth at Frankensons. And if you ever do buy something from Agelessgeeks.com, don't forget to enter a code name Daredevil, and you will get yourself a 5% off discount. I will put more information in the description below. And if you would like to support the channel, don't forget to subscribe and click on that notification bell. And if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, just give it a thumbs up anyway, because action figures are awesome. But thanks for watching. I will see you later. So we do get a basic style box when it comes to Megahouse's One Piece line. When it comes to Megahouse's One Piece line, so we do get the... Damn it. So we do get the window right there on the front of the box on the top left. That's right. Damn it. Damn ye. On the top says One Piece, then we do get a nice image of the crocodile. Oh, damn it. And Megahouse did especially on like the you see we have a wide ped. Damn it! It's a peg, not a ped. And he only does have one hand, so we're not going to get any other hands besides the right ones. Damn it, messed it up. The past blue Roanoa Zoro and the Portcullis damn it. The Variable Action Heroes Time Skip Luffy, the past blue Marine Ford Arc Lukey. What the heck? We do get very nice pivot at that joint, and then it does swivel as well, and his face popped off, you son of a beep. Now for the arms here, oh my god, so annoying. First the face, then the hand. What else is gonna pop off? Just the figure should just fall apart. I give up.